Craig, I've been here at the council's chambers office since about 8:30 this morning. It's about 10:20 now. Um, I'm waiting at Councilwoman Nadeau's office so that I can speak to her staff as far as. I'm okay, ma'am. Besides, okay.
How are you this morning? I like your jacket because I have the same one.
Thank you, ma'am. It's so warm.
I know, but the season's are warm right now. Let me get my pen.
Okay. And ma'am, I'm actually gonna give you, come back down and leave at your office a printout of you of the documents of
Sure, that'd
what
be
I
great.
discussed, with you based on my concerns. I've been here in the district for over a year,
Okay.
and, while I've been in the district, I have been trying to get, what happened was Virginia contacted DHS to, the Virginia Williams Center,
Oh, okay.
saying
I
that,
thought you meant Virginia.
yeah, Virginia, yes, the Commonwealth of Virginia.
Oh, I thought you meant Virginia Williams.
Yes, the Commonwealth of Virginia's DSS, Alpha Manu, contacted the Virginia Williams Resource Center,
Gotcha. A lot of
and
Virginia's going
yes,
on.
and we came, here on November the 6th. After we got here on November the 6th, they told us we had to, be in the district, for 3 days before we could get,
To establish
services. Yes,
residency. Gotcha.
exactly. After the 3 days, they still denied us services, here in the district, saying because we were residents of Virginia. So on November 15th, all of our benefits was, switched to the District of Columbia, which I'll show you the records here before I leave. But I'm going to actually make copies for you so that you can have. All of our benefits. I was staying in the, domestic violence, over in, Southeast DC. When we got here, we stayed there for 90 days.
Okay, when you say we.
Me and my son, we stayed there for 90 days. Due to what was going on in Virginia, my son had been out of school from, um,
Where's City of Hope?
that's in Southeast off of Good Hope, Southeast and Good Hope Road.
You have to forgive me, I don't know all the places.
I don't
As,
either, ma'am. I know it because I had to
as
stay there.
fluently as the one who is over the agency should. I just got it in January, so I cannot.
Ma'am, the district has
I'll
changed so
to
much.
catch up.
You got a lot of catching up to do.
That you bear with
Yes,
me.
ma'am. It changes by the second.
Oh my, please don't give me all
No,
that.
I'm not going to give you all of this. I just when I like this will just show you that
This
we
is
were
a DV shelter?
domestic violence shelter. This is just to show you that our benefits was set up here at that time through the Department of Human Services. That's all. Um,
So you were here 90 days.
yeah, my son was out of school the whole entire 90 days. The Virginia Williams,
How old is your son?
my son was 5 then. He's 6 now. So the Virginia Williams Resource Center refused us all services while we were in the domestic violence program for those 90 days. So we wasn't provided
What do you mean they refused? They didn't connect you with
anything,
housing
nothing,
prevention
nothing,
program?
nothing, nothing at all. They did not, my son, we did not have medical, although we have all of the benefits as we supposed to as far as the case, we didn't have medical benefits. Me and my
You have benefits first.
okay, we had on your records, it'll show that we had medical, SNAP and TANF. We only had SNAP and TANF. We didn't have effective medical benefits. My son medical benefits was denied from the Commonwealth of Virginia on April the 4th of 2017. He did not receive medical benefits again.
So you only received TANF?
Yes, he did not receive benefits again until April the 1st of 2018 due to them saying he was not eligible
Because
for
he's a
medical care.
Virginia resident, is that what you're saying?
No, Virginia denied him benefits saying he wasn't eligible for medical benefits. That has to be something with your government. I don't know what
Okay.
that means.
We'll get,
And then
I'll contact
DC
DHS to help unravel.
didn't
what's
give
going
him
on.
benefits for
Okay.
the next 6 months until April the 1st of 2018. So he went a whole year. I didn't have medical benefits only for 6 months because Virginia couldn't cut off my medical because I'm disabled.
Okay.
Okay, so in saying that, when we got the benefits in April, that's when his benefits came back. So he went a year without medical. They denied him his disability treatment for his speech therapy, and the District of Columbia denied him payout to his disability, which that's why I said I'm just showing it to you so you can reference, like, this is showing that they said he wasn't eligible for medical insurance. And the reason why I'm showing you this now is because this is what DHS used in court based on the fact my son hadn't had insurance for a year. Then they're going to charge me for medical neglect when I had no insurance. But his medical is up to date with Dr. Uchella. His shot records and all of that is up to date, but he hasn't had insurance. This right here,
So CFSA brings charges that you're neglecting your son because you're not giving him the medical.
no, they said that he didn't have he doesn't have, his medical records is not up, his shots is not up to date, his medical is not up to date, which is not true. His dental is not up to date because we haven't had insurance. Since they gave us insurance back.
The CFSA is not saying like, this is why you're abusing your son, they're saying.
Yeah, this is,
Oh.
yeah, this is what I'm being charged for.
Okay,
Because once I started catching up his dental work, like my son had to have like 6 teeth pulled because they had abscess on it.
Mhm.
So when I start catching up his dental work, we're going through direct attacks at the shelter, which I'm reporting and all of this through the last from October until they terminated me from the shelter to take my son into custody, claiming because they have a case open, they had to, for educational neglect. Now, the case was about educational neglect. End up 2 days later when we get to court, the child is being mentally, physically, emotionally abused, and he's being educationally neglected and medically neglected. And then the meeting the day before, which I have a recording of with your DHS team, same people, they're claiming how great of a job I'm doing. They're just concerned about education. So I explained to them what we need, and over a year, we have these team meetings, but no one to date has been able to give me just a Metro Pass to get around. So they go in there, and your CFSA worker tells the judge, my son is locked in a room, not allowed to play with children because I'm paranoid and mentally unstable. Well, I got a stack of write-ups for me and my son being at other people's doors and them being in our room or we being in their room because the kids are playing together. So, and I have videos of my son in the shelter with other people's kids playing. I've gotten trouble with this. Okay, so the CFSA worker says that he's mentally, physically, and emotionally abused. So what they did was, in Virginia, they held his payout for his Social Security. On January the 1st of 2018, Miss Wright, who's on the hot seat in Virginia at the time, calls me and does an emergency to release his money, okay? After she
that's
does,
Virginia.
yes, she does this on January of 2018 after we've been here for 2 months. So after she does that with them, a month later in DC, they send me a letter as if Kimonte is being reinstated for, like, I'm filing for SSI for him. So they send me a letter through the mail saying, like, I'm filing for SSI. He's already disabled for like 3 years at this time. So they send me a letter telling me that they're gonna, they have to do some type of evaluation for him for SSI, which I don't really care. The child is already disabled. All we're waiting for is the payout. So a month, 2 weeks later, and I filed this, just so you can see, because, um, now this is what they send me here on February the 1st. Now, the letter for the payout is on January of the same year. On February 1st, they send me this letter like they're doing, like they're about, you know how when you file for Social Security and they go through all of the steps of Social Security as if you just filed. So they start.
They ask for more information about his condition.
Which is unnecessary. When I came here, you didn't cut off my Social Security and ask me for more information and deem me not disabled. I'm disabled from Virginia, and so is my son. So how do we come here and he's not disabled? But this is my thing. The day that we go into court, 2 days later after they take my son into custody, CSFA Ms. Lopez tells the judge, Kimonte's not getting his disability treatment, which I stood in front of Councilmember Nadeau and spoke to her last year. That's how I met Councilmember Nadeau, is based on the fact my son was being denied disability treatment, which he has not received from the district in a year, which I asked for on that meeting 2 days prior.
Okay,
So,
I think I get it. I see what's going on. So you were caught between trying to get the benefits for your son and then be accused of not providing things for your son because you're not getting your benefits. I get it. Older person. Okay, I got it.
it's unfair, man. My son is in
No,
custody.
no,
I've never abused him. I don't even curse at my son. If I'm upset and I say, like, ass or, as adults, I curse. So I might say, like, I'm tired of this shit. My son he doesn't care how upset I am. He's going to turn around and say, Mommy, that's a bad word. You don't say that. I don't smack him in the face because he's telling me to right. I say, Kimonte, correct, you're right. I'm sorry. I apologize to him, and then I try to talk without. He is the reason, like, the things that I struggle with to do better, that's small things, that's not big things, because they're not hurting people like that.
Yeah.
He helps me to do better at. You
Okay.
understand?
What do you need? What help do you need? What can I do?
Ma'am,
I just need you.
yes, ma'am,
tell
I'm
me
living
what
in
it
the
is you
streets,
need me to
okay?
do.
And I have no resources from the government,
So
and
that's right, you were still.
Yes.
Homeless.
I
Was
can,
it yesterday that we spoke?
yeah, 2 days ago.
Oh.
I know, you have
I'm
a
sorry.
lot, no problem.
Yeah.
Believe me, I'm not that naive to not see how busy you are, ma'am. So that's why I was here like at 8:30 at this building, because,
Oh, right, I'm so sorry.
no, I know
got
how
here
busy
late
you are,
today.
but I run around the building, you're not
I've
the
been
only.
up since 4:00 this morning, and my day was already starting bad.
Well,
My mom was supposed to be coming to visit me. I slept hard, missed her calls, because she didn't have her flight information. And
Everything's
And
snowballing.
I woke up and then I call her and she sounds like she's just waking up. And I'm like, it's 4:45. Your flight leaves at 6 o'clock in the morning. You're not gonna make it.
No.
And she's like, I don't even have my ticket. Blah blah blah. And so I'm like, shit, that's why you called me last night. So then I'm
Trying to get all of
the
that,
ticket to
yeah.
her, realizing that even if she drives as fast as possible to the airport, she's not gonna make it. So it's called to find out is there another flight that she can get on. I've been trying for 5 years to get her here to see the trip.
Wow.
And this is the first said yes. And then, damn it, if it doesn't get warm last weekend, come on early.
Wow.
So today is like the last day that she's gonna have the chance to see something. So she will get here at 1 o'clock.
Today.
Yes.
That's not bad
And I
though.
told her to Metro over. She's like, I can't, I left my Metro card. I'm like, I ain't Metro card. I don't know how. Ask the station manager for help.
Yeah.
They will help you get a card. Come down to Navy Memorial. And lunch. So the blossoms after lunch. That's right. So here's what I'm gonna do for you. I'm gonna reach out to my contact at DHS. Where are you staying now?
I'm staying from different places at night.
Okay.
I'm not
Because
comfortable.
what they're gonna do is they're gonna probably ask you to come back to Virginia Plains. And they will evaluate you to see if like, I guess what's the priority of sheltering you. if they think that there's a place that you can stay,
I
even
don't,
for just
I don't
one
wanna
night.
be under their shelter. Under their shelter on October 31st, they physically attacked me, and I have a video of it. Like, they set me up and attacked and had the residents to file charges. I need that taken care of. I am not joking. They cannot put criminal things. They had another resident file charges saying I molested his son and all of this mess. Yes, I need those. This is a major issue.
So,
I can't have them creating a background using the police. That's not gonna work. I did not get into a fight with a resident. I haven't been in a fight since I've been a child.
and they're saying that you molested your son or someone else's
Another kid, they had another man. I recorded the man telling me he was drunk and high. So he's telling me the plot about how DHS and the residents there with the security was trying to kill me. His friend was a part of it, but that they failed. And he wouldn't fail at the plan, and how I molested my daughter. Because what they were saying is, I was all crazy because I'm saying, hey, you're attacking me for the people in Virginia. These people are saying the same hate crime. They don't know me. No one here knows me. That's crazy. Why are they? So they were saying I was mentally unstable. It was me that I was paranoid. So what I did was I recorded it. When I recorded, it actually showed everyone from Virginia like, wow, they're actually targeting her, trying to harm her there about her daughter who was molested by the informants in the Commonwealth of Virginia. I had nothing to do with that. I filed against them too.
Okay, so if
It's
you
a
don't wanna stay at a DHS shelter,
no, no, ma'am, under no circumstances.
then what do you want?
I just want assistance, and I want to be able to.
When you say assistance, what do you?
I want to be able to get the assistance that I need to be able any programs for education, for employment. What I do IT work. I could work remote, so any organizations that can assist me and getting the things that I need to be able to work for myself.
So if I were to call, my contact at DHS and talk to them about this case, and they're like, what is she want? And I'm gonna tell them she doesn't need shelter, she's got people, she's couch surfing. So she has a safe place for the night. What she needs is help to get on her feet, so there's some education program that she be a part of. There should be establishment that you're a part of.
I've been here
This is
for a
a
whole.
domestic violence, because you're staying at that place for.
I'm
90
disabled,
days.
ma'am, and that doesn't even matter. So I don't get any. They don't like. Okay, me being disabled, what I'm going through because
Have you talked to the people over at Labor about getting, some education programs?
I've been trying.
And are you supposed to be getting any of these benefits or SNAP and?
They're not gonna give me any benefits now because they took my son. The benefits was to help for him. I get SSI, so they're not gonna.
Okay, so you're getting SSI.
And I went and signed up at the Hillcrest.
Okay.
I went to
What's
your,
that?
that's the Mental Health Community Center. I went and did that on Monday, and, I would have been doing groups today, but I have these appointments today, because this is not the only one. I have other appointments I already have lined up, but it'll take a little while before I'll get individual therapy, because they have a little bit of a list for that. But the groups I can start immediately, and then I went to the day center to sign up, for resources.
Over in North,
Yes, Northwest,
okay. The one that just opened?
yes.
Okay, good.
And, yeah, and I got, they gave me the referral to go to DMV to get a ID, because I don't have an
They
ID.
can't give it to you there?
If I go on Thursday,
Okay, 'cause
DMV comes
we've been
on
asking
Thursday.
that for a while.
yeah, DMV comes on, what happens is they have days that the different programs come in
So
to
that's
assist
today.
people on site. Yes, but I already had all of these appointments booked prior to, so it's fitting everything in because this is being put on my back. Oh, can I run to the bathroom? I drank like 8 cups of coffee.
Okay.
I've been up
You
since
know
5
you know
o'clock.
where it
Yes,
is?
ma'am.
Okay.
I'm just gonna leave it.
Go ahead. Don't worry about it.
call you up and then play games like if you don't know what you're doing intentionally. It's crazy. You can just give Kimante to doing. I'm always set my mind that I may not feel it. I'm already preparing myself to accept that, deal with that. It's too much. Can't do it. Can't. I don't want to live under y'all. I don't live there. I got to sleep on the park bench. I don't want to live under y'all. That you leave us outside. You do violent attacks on us. You care nothing about my son's safety. You're physically, mentally, emotionally abusing. Playing video games with him as a kid. No worries. These people have no concern for us. And a lot of people here today.
So I will reach out to the agents, and I was just talking to Ben because he does CFSA on site. Just because the broader mainstream view case of how we treat things.
But that-
And say like, I need services, or X, Y, and Z, and then I'm being punished for not having things with the child.
That's one thing.
That's fine. And so let's give this one a chance to take place, look at that. Not helping you right now. Are you able to live with your child?
Once a week for 1 hour.
Okay.
My son is not an abused kid, by no means.
Okay.
If you spend 5 minutes with him and looking at everything I've been through in the 6 years he was doing, you wouldn't even believe it. You would be like, there's no way.
Sorry, I just saw you just stop your job. Could you?
Kemontae, Kemontay, same last name.
Double
A-Y.
R, double O, double L.
Aytay. At the end, Cemontay.
Okay. I got it, thank you. All right, continuing to vote.
Yes, 5/13/12.
Thank you. So, I'm gonna reach out to DHS and see if they could do something to get you the education assistance you need, because you're trying to get yourself in a position where you could get,
I'm most likely not going to get my son back. I'm already set in my mind to not even see my son. That's not going to happen. You didn't think me to go through this much, to commit so many crimes, to do so much, to give me my son back. I'm not going to see him again. I'm already prepared. That's not going to go here. All I need them to do is send my son to my family. That's all I'm asking for in Georgia.
what they would do.
My sister-in-law, Gina Carroll, and my baby brother, Montez Carroll.
So you have a sister-in-law,
Yes, Gina, Gina Carroll. And my brother, Montez, Montez Carroll. And they're in Georgia, and they have,
is your sister-in-law, and what's the same name, that's your brother-in-law?
no, that's my brother, my baby brother. That's my sister-in-law, that's his wife.
I got you. Okay.
Yes.
All right, we're in Georgia.
I didn't ask her.
Okay. So they might be able to.
It's not my thinking. I already talked to her and gave the people the information. They're stable. And my son will be taken care of. There's no need for him to be held into custody by them telling the judge that I was a threat to a kid. I sacrificed my life to take care of. It's
Well, how long is your son?
March 13th. thing is using the residents to intimidate and attack those residents that filed those charges and been doing that stuff, don't know me. Yes, no one will help me. No one in the district. Yeah, I mean, when your agencies are dirty, they have it sewn up, even with nonprofits and all of that. They have it all the way sewn up. Okay, I've reached out, I've been, that's why they took all the benefits, because unlike some of the homeless families who were more concerned about appearance, I utilize things the right way. I'm going to get ahead with what I have. If you help me, I'm going to help myself. So I wasn't using like, it doesn't cost me anything to look like. I look like this is a $10 ponytail. I could give two farts. I buy these whenever I have an extra $10 just so my hair is matted as I don't know what. Put some gook on it, slick it down. I can look decent in public. That's the goal. As long as I'm clean and decent, I don't need to look like I'm coming off a runway. My shoes don't need to be name brand or designer. I can shop at Walmart and Target and look just as good as all the people spending all of their money on garbage. I don't have those barriers in my way. I'm okay with who I am, but it's not what I have. So in saying that, they took the benefits to prevent me from being able to come down here and to show you guys what I'm trying to do and to work with you guys to get them to stop from me going working other places. So the Metro Pass thing is so I can't move around. My grandmother provided me money to eat, and she can't really help too much because of the issue with my family. She's in DC, but she can't help me as much because my family is involved in the stuff that happened in Virginia, which is her son. So they, she goes through it with them without dealing with me. So there's no, calling her every day or I can't do that with her based on what's going on there. So in saying that, when she gave me the money that she gave me, I have to use it to get back and forth. So now they want me to go to their, so they're gonna want me to go to one of their facilities where they feed the homeless at to get food. No, I have money for food. All I asked for was to get around and do the things you asked me to do, because you went in front of the judge that I'm mentally unstable, that,
So you're working on that. You're getting help in that. You've already signed up for your group therapy.
yeah, and what it's doing is, I know, although it's just, those people will have something to tell a judge, it doesn't make a difference, ma'am. The point is, it's a waste of my time. If you're not targeting me using the government resources, I wouldn't even be in this situation, because this is not a month, 1 year, 2 years. This is, I mean, you didn't make 2 decades of mistakes. You know what I'm saying? I just did everything that the government said, knowing that this time was going to come. I just didn't think my kids was going to be harmed. And
Do you have one son?
I have 2 children.
A son and a daughter?
Yes.
Okay, what's your daughter?
I don't know. She was the one who was abused in the Commonwealth. She's running around somewhere right here. I mean, not in the district. She's 20 now.
Oh.
Yeah, I was a teenage mother, high school dropout, felon at 19. Thank you.
Okay, so now that I know a bit more about the case, I'm going to fix every justice. Every justice came up on the page. See if we can help provide you some services that you don't need. You don't need shelter. See,
It's not that I don't need shelter. I'm not going to go
you're not
under
going to go
shelter.
into there.
Nothing, under them. This is the thing, they attacked me with the security. So I deal with PTSD, anxiety, and depression. So you physically attack me while you already attacked me with the residents, which you're doing, trying to do discreetly, even though I understand what's going on. It's done discreetly, really, because you're the actual staff is not, I see you standing watching them, and they only do it around you, so I understand that you're the one in control of this, because then, this is a situation, the people attack me inside the shelter. So, when they leave the shelter, they end up bumping into me when we're not at the shelter. Then I'm a different person, because see, I care about the kids and the families in the shelter, so I don't want to harm them. So then, when we're not in the shelter, I say, hey, you guys are really on some street stuff when we're in the shelter. Do you want to deal with this kind of stuff out here in the streets? Because if that's what you really need to do, so we can get this out the way, we can do that. No, nobody has an issue. So, in saying that, once they realized that the residents they were sending to me, I wasn't scared of, they decided to use the girl Jasmine, and then they physically attacked me. They messed up my right arm and my neck, which I can't get physical therapy for because I'm running around going through all of this stuff. So I can't use my right arm like I need. I filed this. Then they say, oh, it's some type of paperwork or something that, whatever. I did that with McDuffie's office. I filed everything. They filed a false police report, man, saying that basically I assaulted someone or they, we assaulted each other in the shelter, and that's not what happened. This is not okay. It's not okay to give me a criminal background based on something these people have going on because they have authority in your system. Okay, they also, not only that, but the other man with that molestation thing, that's serious. And then when I call the police or the people on this case, they can't talk to me, but they're filing a case on my background, that's on my background. So when someone calls the police, they have all this stuff on my background that I have no due process for, understanding what's happening. They're doing the same thing that Virginia was doing. The problem is, I just need my son out the way, and I can deal with all of this head on as far as the government and everything else they sent my way. But my son cannot be in their custody. My son needs to be released to my family. Me, I already know I'm not going to see him no more.
All right, I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go reach out to this, event, further about the safe thing, and about your family in Georgia. And I suppose that CFSA already has their contact information.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And they both work and everything.
Okay. All right, so we'll get on that, and I will follow up with DHS. I've got your contact information. Is it better to email you or to call you?
Call or text it.
Okay.
It's fine, ma'am.
All right,
But,
then that's what I'll do.
yes,
Okay?
and I really, really need you to, these criminal matters, I need to be able to deal with these. These are, I cannot do what been working my whole dang on adult life to do with someone creating a background for me. That's not gonna work for me.
Okay. All right.
It makes me a criminal in your system. So when these people attack me, the police is not aware that this is not what I do. It makes it look like I'm in the streets
No,
with
I
them.
hear you. I hear you. And which shelter was that again?
Quality Inn.
That's right.
That's District 5 MPD.
Okay. All right, now I've got.
And they
another
kept
meeting
using
that
the
I'm going
same
to.
officer every time they had an incident, which is, I guess it's a coincidence. But Officer Kelly was the officer that they used with the attack. Officer Kelly was the officer that came when they took my son, and Officer Kelly is the officer that they call whenever there's an incident there. So another thing is that by the officers having webcams in the city paying money for them, what is the point of the officer having a webcam on to show what happened on a crime scene, and then the officer goes in there and creates a false report that doesn't even go along with what happened?
I gotcha. All right. I've got somebody who's calling me
Yes,
at the other
ma'am.
office.
Not a problem. Believe me, Ms. Loggins, I appreciate your time, and I understand that you're busy. I don't think you're just sitting in here twiddling your fingers. I definitely
All right.
understand.